There are 27 nakshatras, and each nakshatra is represented by some set of symbols. Now, these symbols could be a material object, human body part, animals, flowers, jewelry, or any abstract item or concept. These symbols helps us to understand some basic themes of the underlying nakshatra. It also gives a deeper understanding of the qualities, functionality, characteristics, and behavioral traits of the person represented by this nakshatra. You might also see this nakshatra symbols depending on the nakshatra linked to you, of course, in the form of an imagery, painting, sculpture, clothing prints, phone or laptop wallpapers, etc. etc. Today we will specifically talk about one of the Chitra Nakshatra symbols, which is a beautiful pearl or a bright shining jewel. But before that, welcome to Soma Vedic Astrology channel. Please subscribe to the channel to not miss any future updates. Pearls are rare jewels made organically and is a symbol of luster, beauty, and opulence. Historically, pearls were owned by the royals upper class as it was considered a rare possession. Pearls are mostly used in jewelry in the form of rings, necklaces, earrings, bracelets. It is also used in clothing, curtains, also used as a decorative thing in furniture, royal entrances, and the pillars of palaces. It kind of represents opulence and that one is successful in life. One generally buys expensive jewelry when they can afford it, right? It is a way to signal the society that one can afford owning an expensive jewelry item. Pearls are formed inside the living organism called oysters. Oysters live in the sea, rivers, fresh water, and are found in the coastal environment. So, if the nakshatra lord of Chitra is connected to the fourth house, one could possibly living in coastal cities, islands, or closer to sea, river, or water body. Fourth lord connected to Chitra nakshatra might also give society or building names linked to oyster, pearl, or any water body related names. This needs to be seen from the property owner's chart though. Oyster is a type of shellfish. It has two shells. They live up to 25 to up to 500 years. Oysters consume other small particles like algae and organic matter present in the water body. Oysters' way of reproduction is where they release the eggs and sperm into the water body, and fertilization occurs externally rather than internally. So, fifth lord of kids connected to Chitra Nakshatra with afflictions might show some external form of scientific fertilization techniques used in the childbirth process in some cases. Some oyster species are also known to change their gender during their lifetime. They can convert from being a male to being a female. So, certain combination of Chitra Nakshatra can also show themes of gender transitions. Oysters were a common source of seafood in the ancient times, and it is said that the pearls inside them were discovered accidentally when people found them inside the oyster when consuming the oyster as a food. So, if second lord of food habits is connected to Chitra Nakshatra, one might possibly have an affinity towards seafood, oysters, fishes, etc. Accidental discovery of pearls also is kind of a symbology of accidental discovery of a gem like artists in the real world. Now, how is a pearl formed? A pearl is a white, shiny object produced inside the oyster in the deep oceans via a complete natural process. But what is the process? Oyster is generally irritated by an irritant or an intruder such as a parasite, organic material, or a grain of sand which enters the oyster when the shells of the oyster gets opened to eat or to breathe. This intruder, after entering the oyster, just settles inside the oyster. This makes the oyster very irritated due to this unwelcoming intruder. and secretes a calcium carbonate to cover that intruder or irritant with that carbonate layer. This is a defense mechanism of the oyster to protect against the intruder or from that foreign object. This secretion process takes place repeatedly, and the carbonate is deposited layer by layer. This process happens for years and years, and sometimes even till decades. It is a long and a tedious process, but at the end, these successive layers combine to form the bright reflective pearl. But not all oysters are able to produce the bright pearl. Only the oysters with the right set of circumstances, right set of environment, such as proper nutrients, proper health of the oyster, proper water conditions, is what makes an oyster to be able to produce that perfect pearl. So, what can we learn from this process? Any themes related to intruder, attack by an intruder, unwelcomed guest, especially if fourth and sixth lord gets connected to Chitra Nakshatra, can be seen as a major theme. There are many movies made related to the themes of an intruder, parasite. All this is linked to Chitra Nakshatra. Pearl is a form of true artistic work which is getting created due to the tough times and uncomfortable situations created by the irritant. So, if the ascendant is in the Chitra Nakshatra, it generally shows tough life experiences in the start of one's life journey, bringing out one's true talents and true artistic ability and creativity, which shines later in life. And that shine is such a shine which cannot be overshadowed by anyone. Pearl creation from the irritant represents the traumatic, painful, depressing episodes and experiences playing a pivotal role in an artist's life to produce wonderful creations that stands the test of time. It also shows that a Chitra person shines when they work under tremendous pressure. It also represents that when a Chitra person will go through a difficult phase of life, it will be one's art form that will come to his or her rescue. An artist generally creates art and sells them. So this also shows the business aspect of Chitra Nakshatra, especially if Chitra Nakshatra is connected to the seventh lord. It represents the process of creating an attractive product which appeals to the eyes of the consumer or appeals to the eyes of the audience, and to sell that product or service to them. Chitra being part of Libra, and Libra is known to be a business zodiac sign. The original natural pearl creation is a time taking process. It is representative of the time, discipline, patience, and hard work an artist invests into their craft and the process of perfection of one's craft. We also saw that the oyster needs a right set of circumstances to produce a perfect pearl. This also kind of represents that while there are many people with great talents and great artistic ability, not everyone gets an opportunity to shine or to get that limelight. The ones who get the right situations, right moments, right opportunity, and a little bit factor of luck along with talent and hard work, all this becomes major factor to be in the spotlight or to be the brightest pearl. Deposit of carbon layer as a defense mechanism also kind of represents creation of art by artists as a defense mechanism in their life. It is an outlet of emotional expression of an artist. Pearls are not formed on the ocean surface but rather under the ocean in the very depth. This also represents that one has to go deep within, understand oneself deeply, understand emotions deeply with intense depth to carve out the perfect art. Art is nothing but an expression of one's emotion. The differentiating factor between a normal art and an exceptional art is that exceptional art evokes emotions in the person who is seeing that art. So 10th lord in Chitra Nakshatra can show people working as pearl traders, working in gemstone or jewelry industry, or working as an artist. Fourth Lord in Chitra Nakshatra can show one's affinity to live in bright, shiny homes, which has all the symbols and opulence and luxury in the house, flashy and shiny house. Fourth Lord of residence in Chitra Nakshatra can also show one's affinity to live in a place where glamour and beauty is celebrated more. Fourth lord in Chitra Nakshatra also shows one is seeking beauty in home. Aesthetics and beauty has to be perfect for them. Interior decoration has to be perfect for them. Fifth lord of hobbies in Chitra Nakshatra, one has hobbies related to some form of art, and he or she could also be an art collector. The caste of Chitra Nakshatra in astrology is a farmer or a creative caste, and it is not surprising given Chitra represents creation of wonderful art. What is the true value of a pearl? The true value of a pearl is determined by how lustrous it is, by how much perfect, round, without any flaws, and how symmetrical a pearl is. The more perfect, round, symmetrical, and smooth a pearl is, the more value that pearl is quoted. So, the thinner and the more the number of layers in the pearl, the finer its luster. So, this means that an artist has to go to many layers inside to carve that perfect art. True art form has multiple layers in it, right? Which we cannot see from a naked eye. We need the eye of an art connoisseur to actually understand the depths and the multiple layers which is present in that art which is displayed in the exhibition. You might also notice actors, actresses in the film industry or in the show business, they have this obsession towards getting the perfect beauty, the symmetrical face. Some even undergo treatments and operations to achieve that perfect beauty. Even scientifically, it is considered that the more symmetrical a face is, the more attractive and beautiful that a person is considered. A person with a symmetrical face is considered beautiful. So, themes of symmetry, beauty, achieving perfection in beauty, achieving perfection in art are all themes of Chitra Nakshatra. Going under treatments and under knife to achieve perfection in beauty is more on the Virgo side of Chitra Nakshatra, where Venus is considered debilitated. Now, even after pearl is created in the oyster, an expert technician is needed to extract that pearl carefully out of the oyster without hurting the oyster. This symbolically also represents that while an artist have exceptional talent, sometimes we also need an expert technician in the form of art directors, art connoisseurs, art experts to hire and to acknowledge the talent of these artists and to bring out the exceptional work and exceptional art from these artists. Need of expert technician also represents the technical side of Chitra Nakshatra present in the Virgo part of the zodiac sign. The need of an expert technician also represents the technical study and technical workings that one should know when they are working for their craft. The Virgo side of Chitra Nakshatra is more behind the scenes where one is studying the craft, learning about it, doing things meticulously, putting everything in place. And once that pearl is formed, that shiny final product is formed, that is considered more in the Libra side of the Chitra Nakshatra, because Libra is where people are going to watch you. Now, synthetic pearls are also created via pearl farming. This represents that once a true and a rare art is created, people are so much in awe of that creation that many want to replicate that form of art and want to copy the artist and their success formula. But little do the people know that the replicated item can never match the quality and the genius mind of the true artist. How can you copy art as the true art lies in the artist's mind? And we are just able to see a portion of it in the form of the end product, which could be some song, some painting, some video, etc. How can anyone copy a true artist's mind? In today's generation, you might have also seen replicas made of high end luxury brands, high end luxury bags, jewelry, footwear, etc., being made of the products made by a true artist. If your product is replicated, rest assured your art was a truly a hit show. But the replicated products and items cannot match the artistic expression of the original product. While the originality cannot be replicated, the replication kind of impacts the earning potentials of the original artist. Now, generally, pearls is something, or the bright, shiny jewelry is something which people wear in the wedding functions, red carpet events, etc. etc. It also symbolizes that one is doing well in one's life. Jewelry is also used to enhance one's beauty and appearance, for accessorizing, and is also used for all these purposes since time immemorial. So, 10th Lord of Career, if connected to Chitra Nakshatra, one can very well work in companies linked to beauty industry, women accessories, beauty enhancement products, work as a stylist, cosmetic expert, cosmetics industry, etc. Now, pearl powder is also used in skin whitening and anti-aging products. So, 10th Lord of Career linked to Chitra might also represent working for companies making skincare, anti-aging products and treatments. Pearl powder is also used in medicine related to curing skin conditions, improving eyesight, treating epilepsy. Pearl powder is also known to aid digestion and mental health issues. So, sixth lord of diseases, if in Chitra Nakshatra, might link to above mentioned health issues. Now let us see certain idioms connected to pearl. So a pearl of wisdom, it means something valuable piece of information or advice which can be very helpful to a person. So wisdom here is equated to pearls. The another idiom is clutching one's pearls. So this shows that person who is acting in a very shocked and a dramatic way. So this the dramatic aspect, the maya, illusion, drama, all this is linked to Chitra Nakshatra. Another idiom is pearls before swine. So this basically means offering pearls to someone who doesn't understand the value of it. It kind of is representative that a pearl can only be identified by a true jeweler, and an ordinary man cannot understand the true value of pearl, aka true value of the art. Metaphorically, it might display that true art is not something that everyone understands. Might also mean that you might be in an environment where others do not know your true worth and value. Now let us see some movies with pearl as used, somewhat in the names. So first is the movie called Pearl, which is an American horror drama film which portrays initial tough life of a young woman, had an ailing father, issues with family, and her struggle to become a film star, and the pursuit of stardom. So if you see, First of all, story of a woman. Okay, Chitra Nakshatra is, some part of it is naturally part of the Libra zodiac sign, and Libra zodiac sign in the Kalpurush Kundli is considered as a spouse or the better half. So if you see, it represents story of a woman, then it shows themes of initial life struggles, which we already discussed. It is a phase where the pearl is inside the oyster being disturbed by the irritant. Then it also shows themes, this movie shows themes of glitz, glamour, pursuit of stardom, being in films. All this is the themes of Chitra Nakshatra. The next film is a Netflix film called Girl with a Pearl Earring. So this is also a story which is a story of a shy girl working as a maid due to tough financial conditions of the father. Then she takes painting lessons from the painter who was her boss, and her journey of becoming assistant of the painter and a model for his famous artwork is kind of general theme of the story. So if you see again, a story of a young girl is shown in this. There is initial struggles in her life, then she is the one who is working on one's art, taking art lessons. She is acting as a model for someone's art piece, which becomes famous. So artworks and all this, if we see, is themes of Chitra Nakshatra. The third movie I would like to mention here is The Legend of the Naga Pearls. So here a royal descendant of the winged tribe journey to find the magical pearls to avenge death of his people is kind of what is shown in this movie. And this basically shows the darker or the tamasic side of Chitra Nakshatra, where creation represented by pearls is used possibly for destructive purposes. Another movie is a Pearl Paradise movie, which is basically shows the search of mysterious pearls by a photographer and a novelist. So first of all, look at the characters, a photographer and a novelist. Both are artists, and these artists are searching for mysterious pearls. So it generally describes an artist's journey to discover true art within themselves. Again, the theme of Chitra Nakshatra. Another documentary is a documentary called A Man Named Pearl. This is a documentary of a person who is a self taught artist. Being artists is something, again, is the theme of Chitra Nakshatra. Now there are certain places across the world which is represented by pearls. Like for example, Hyderabad is a city in India which is known to be the city of pearls. Bahrain is an island of pearls, as it is called. Gulf of Mannar in Sri Lanka is again represented or is famous for pearls. Gulf of Kutch and major other pearl producing countries is Japan, China, Australia, Indonesia, Philippines. All these can be linked to Chitra Nakshatra. Historically, all these places have been at the center of pearl trading and pearl trading related industry. So fourth lord connected to Chitra Nakshatra can show some themes around any of the above places. 12th lord of foreign lands, possibly one could get opportunity to visit any of these foreign countries mentioned in the which I just mentioned above. Depending, if ninth lord of long distance travel is connected to Chitra, one could possibly go for vacation in any of the above mentioned location. Now there are many songs available with the pearl name. If I start mentioning each and everything, the video will become too long. Just go and check out the songs. There are many songs available with pearl being part of the song. There is also a historically famous poem called Pearl, which is a late 14th century English poem where a mourning father is encounters a heavenly pearl-like woman in his dreams. So if you see, many movies are portrayal linked to pearls also depict some kind of event or a sad event happening into a father's life as well. So this is also kind of a common theme which you would see in all the portrayals connected to Chitra Nakshatra. Now there are let us see some brands connected to Chitra Nakshatra. So brands of jewelry, luxury goods, mostly jewelry and pearl jewelry related brands can be seen associated with the Chitra Nakshatra. Tiffany and Co, which uses pearls in some of its design. Mikimoto Pearls is a Japanese brand. There is another Japanese pearl jewelry brand called Tasaki. There is an Oyster Lifestyle a brand which is a luxury bath and wellness brand which has spa and jacuzzi related solutions. Then Oyster Technology, if we see, is a web development and digital marketing, basically the front end portion of the coding which we can see. There is another brand called Oyster Cosmetics, which is a hair and skincare line. So if you see, we have already discussed all this hair and skincare related companies, digital marketing, anything related to water body. We all have discussed all of this, since the start of the video. There is another company called Blue Island Oyster, which does oyster farming and is famous for seafood. There is a brand called Oyster brand, which is a clothing brand. Oyster was also a streaming service for digital books, which later got acquired by Google. So if you see, all these are general themes, or basically shows a general career line or industry if 10th lord is connected to Chitra Nakshatra. Any brands or companies with the name Moti, Mani, Pearl, Oyster has themes of Chitra Nakshatra. Any brands with keywords such as glitz, glitter, twinkle, shine, sparkle, dazzle, bright, beautiful, maya, illusion, etc. have themes of Chitra Nakshatra. Now there are sacred nine pearls mentioned in the Garud Puran. First is Chandramani, which is called as oyster pearl, then Shankhamani, which is conch pearl, Gajamani, called as elephant pearl, Matsyamani, called as fish pearl, Varahamani, called as boar pearl, Venumani, called as bamboo pearl, Tima Mani, called as whale pearl, Akash Mani, called as cloud pearl, and the most famous Nagmani, called as cobra pearl. There are other famous pearl ornaments. The first, which I can discuss, is the pearl tiara of Empress Eugene. It's, I think, present in Paris. Then Mary Queen of Scots wearing a rope of pearls. Lord Krishna is also known to wear pearl ornaments. So if you will see the pearl imagery mostly present in the exhibition, worn by the royals and the princesses and the queens of across the world. Now let us see a mythology linked to the pearls. So it is about the pearl necklace of Lord Hanuman. After the victory over Ravan, Lord Ram was returning to Ayodhya. The entire Ayodhya was in a celebratory mood and in a festive mood. Every home in Ayodhya hosted flags. Water from different oceans and rivers were organized for Lord Ram's coronation ceremony. There was a grand procession organized with 9,000 elephants. The grand procession also had musicians playing instruments, singers singing melodious songs. Rishi Vasishtha officiated the coronation ceremony of Lord Ram. Lord Indra gifted a beautiful pearl necklace to Lord Ram. Vayudev gifted a golden garland of 100 lotuses to Lord Ram. Lord Ram then gifted various presents and gifts to the Vanar Sena, to the army, and to those who helped in the victory. And Lord Ram handed over this beautiful pearl necklace given by Lord Indra to Goddess Sita and asked Goddess Sita to find someone who is worthy to receive this shining pearl necklace and to hand it over to the rightful person. Now, Goddess Sita had a look in the entire court and chose Lord Hanuman as the one being worthy to receive the pearl necklace. Lord Hanuman graciously accepted the pearl necklace offered by Goddess Sita. The entire court was in awe of that and thought how lucky Lord Hanuman is to receive a direct heavenly gift of the pearl necklace, which shined like the luster of the moonlight. They thought this was the biggest blessing one can ever get. Lord Hanuman went to the side of the court and started breaking the necklace apart. The expression of horror filled the entire court seeing Lord Hanuman's action. Lord Hanuman was picking each pearl of the broken pearl necklace and was searching for something in each of those pearls. The people in the court were baffled and wondered whether Lord Hanuman even realized the true value and worth of that priceless pearl necklace. The court demanded an explanation for his actions, to which Lord Hanuman replied, being all teared up, that he was finding Lord Ram and Mother Sita in each of the pearls, but they were not to be found in any of those pearls. So those pearls are worthless to me. The court got impressed with his reply, and this represented the true devotion of Lord Hanuman to Lord Ram and Mata Sita, and that material possession meant nothing for him. So, we understand here from this story that for an artist, true devotion to one's art form should be more important than the final end result of art, and true devotion to art should be more important than the glitz, glamour, wealth, fame that comes from art. It kind of represents that artists should not forget working on one's art form and working on one's craft in the pursuit of fame, glamour, and wealth. True art comes from enjoying the process of creation and not by running behind the adulation, praises, admiration, awards, money, and other perks that come with it. Pearl here also represents the ultimate wisdom that comes after true devotion and honing and mastering one's craft, and no one can snatch such kind of pearl from the artist, for the true pearl is the artist's mind. I hope you guys like the video. It takes immense effort to put out such videos. Please do subscribe and support the channel. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.